Hey guys, it's Chris, and we have a Star Wars The Last Jedi trailer number 2. Just got released yesterday, so let's dive right in and try to break this damn thing down. Looks to be pretty damn badass. It's got me really pumped for Star Wars The Last Jedi coming out in December, so not too far away. So anyway, let's jump right in and try to break this damn thing down. Star Wars The Last Jedi. Alright, so here we go. Let's check it out. So we have Kylo Ren here looking over some sort of hangar bay or some kind of construction, getting ready for the war to come. So he looks to be, I don't know, did he get a haircut? I can't tell. Can't tell if he got a haircut there. Doubt it. And we hear Snoke start his voiceover.
When I found you, I saw Raw.
He saw Raw, and he's going to go on to say he saw raw power when he first found you. We don't know really who he's talking to yet. It could be Kylo, it could be Rey for that matter. But we see here this cool shot of these new walkers. These are going to be the new ATM-6s, the all-terrain mega caliber 6s. These are really beefed up as compared to Empire. And if you take a look at the front legs here on these damn walkers, they look pretty badass. They're pretty beefed up. They got a cannon on their back now as well. But if you look at the front legs there, you can see kind of what looks to be like shearing blades almost. And I think that's to prevent this.
Untamed power.
We see Kylo and some troops here. We're not sure exactly where they are. A lot of people think this might be Mustafar because you do see some red in the streaks there. This looks like to be some kind of volcanic area. This also could be Ahch-To, where Luke and Rey will be, as Kylo tries to hunt him down, and Rey as well. But we're not really sure, but you do hear Snoke finish his little voiceover, or the first part of it, I should say. When I first found you, I saw raw, untamed power. So the question is, who's he talking to?
And beyond that,
we see Kylo picking up a new lightsaber because the other one did get destroyed last episode. And this is what he's all butthurt about because he got his ass whipped by Rey in The Force Awakens. He picks up this new lightsaber. It looks to be a brand new one. I'm not sure what lightsaber this would be because Rey has Anakin's own lightsaber that she gives to Luke at the end of episode 7, and we see this in the trailer as well, and Luke actually takes it. This is not Darth Vader's lightsaber. Of course, Vader had a red lightsaber later when he became a Sith, but this is what this looks like. So this is Darth Vader's actual lightsaber here. So it looks very similar, but that one was all black. I'm not sure what lightsaber that would be, but this is Vader's lightsaber here. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but apparently maybe he's constructed a new one. So we're likely not going to see the old crawl scar type thing again.
something truly special.
We hear Snoke his voiceover, something truly special, and we see Rey for the first time ignite Anakin's lightsaber as she begins her training montage, probably to the Rocky soundtrack. Lucasfilm.
Something.
All right, we see Ahch-To here again. This is where we left off, obviously, in the last film, where Rey comes and finds Luke. He hands her Anakin's lightsaber. Very cool shot here of Rey handing him Anakin's lightsaber, and you see the close-up of his robotic hand, but he takes it. And, of course, if you remember, Luke got his hand cut off in Empire Strikes Back by his father, Darth Vader.
Inside me has always been there.
We see Rey start to go on her little mission here. I'm guessing this is part of her training. She's walking into the fog here, so this is very much reminding me of Empire Strikes Back as well, where Luke walks into the cave on Dagobah. He walks into the unknown. He can't see. It's kind of foggy. Kind of the same thing here. She's walking to an unknown space. She don't really know what's going on, and you hear her little monologue about something's always been there, and of course that's what happened in the previous film, The Force Awakens.
Then I was awake.
Now we see these books Rey comes across here. I'm assuming she finds these in this old Jedi temple as part of her training. This could be the Journal of the Wheels or something to that effect, but whatever it's going to be, I believe it's going to show the difference between what we know the Jedi Order to be and what they were originally meant to be. Now in the old canon, the Jedi Order was started as a previous order called the Jedi Order, and it was more about balance, the light side and the dark side. There was no good and evil labeled to it. That's just the way it was. You studied both aspects of the Force, and I think this is where they're going to head in this whole damn movie series here, as far as wrapping up episode 9, about bringing balance back to the Force and not having, you know, just straight up good guys and straight up bad guys, and associating the light side with good and the dark side with bad. So I do think one of these books will contain some of that knowledge that Luke stumbled upon in his establishment of the new Jedi Order that apparently got destroyed by Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, and Rey's going to stumble across that as well.
And I need help.
We see the training montage begin as she learns to swing a lightsaber, and she's also talking in her voiceover here where she needs help to discover what this thing is inside of her. She needs to learn how to control it and basically how to use the Force, so she's asking Luke here for training. We can see Rey here meditating on the Force here, and Luke is probably teaching her at this point, but then he sees this raw power, and he actually says so. She actually shatters the ground here. She makes things start to float up in the air as she's meditating, and Luke goes on to say this very cool voiceover here.
I've seen this raw strength only once before.
Where he says, I've seen this raw strength only once before. I wasn't scared of it then, but I should have been. Now I'm scared of it. But it's giving us the impression that he's talking about, he sensed this before in Kylo Ren, because we see the flashback here in the next little scene getting out of a pile of rubble, and this is where his Jedi temple was destroyed by Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren. So he took Kylo Ren under his wing, he sensed that raw power, he thought he could help control it and kind of guide him in the ways of the Jedi, but of course Snoke got a hold of him and turned him, so Rey and Kylo have similar raw, untamed power.
It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
And it looks like he's saying it didn't scare me enough then, it does now, and he's walking away as in, I'm not going to train you because what I did last time with Kylo Ren didn't work out so well. So this is going to be a little plea between Rey trying to say, look, I need guidance here, and Luke's going to be very hesitant to train her at all.
Let the past die.
We see Kylo Ren here having another hissy fit as he looks at his helmet. Let the past die. He's still a little butthurt over Rey whooping his ass in the first movie. So I think he's going to probably get rid of the helmet altogether here. And they better explain where he got this one in the first damn place, because the last time he dropped it at Starkiller Base when he killed his father Han Solo, he dropped it on the damn bridge. He fought Rey without it and got the scar in the first place, so they better damn well explain that he had other helmets in other places because he got rescued apparently, but no way he had time to go back to that particular little bridge there in Starkiller Base before that planet blew up to get his damn helmet back.
Kill it.
We see a little nod here to Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, where Kylo is flying his new TIE Silencer. This is a new model based off Darth Vader's modified TIE fighter. So this is the TIE Silencer, and it looks pretty damn badass, but he's talking here in his little voiceover about killing the past, and he's coming across these Rebel flagships, as we see here a shot of Princess Leia, or now General Leia, sensing that Kylo is nearby. So it looks like to me that they're indicating he may complete his little kinslaying adventure here. He did kill his own father Han Solo, and now they're indicating, at least in the trailer, which could be a little bit of trolling, that he may actually kill Princess Leia. If so, he will be the most hated motherfucker ever in Star Wars, period.
If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
So yeah, we see him lock on the ship, but we don't see him actually hit the button, so we don't know if he'll go through with it yet. This may be a big thing if he doesn't, and if he doesn't go through with it and he doesn't hit that button, if he's locked on to his mother, as we assume he is in this trailer, that would be a very big turning point for his character and a very interesting twist if he decides not to kill his own mother just like he did Han Solo. And also wanted to mention really quick, it looks like he has a carbon fiber band-aid on this little cut here that he got from Rey during the previous fight during Episode 7. Alright, so we see the Millennium Falcon here, and we see some TIE fighters chasing it. I'm not sure exactly where this is. This could be on a planet like Elam or something like that. This could be Kyber crystals they're flying through, or very giant ones anyway. So I'm not really sure exactly where this is. So anyway, we see Chewbacca here with a new little companion on the Millennium Falcon, and this is going to be a Porg. And these cute little space penguins, I believe, are from Star Wars anime, but I do know that Porgs are native to the planet of Ahch-To, and of course that is where Luke and Rey are right now as they train.
We are the spark that'll light the fire deep
Poe here as he steps into more of a leadership role with his little voiceover here as they continue this war against the First Order, as we see a few more space battles as well. So I think we're going to see some pretty badass space battles.
Start her down.
And then we cut over to a scene of Finn. Apparently he's going to try to infiltrate the First Order again, although I'm not sure how that would really work out, being he was a stormtrooper already, but I guess there's many divisions or whatever. But apparently he runs back into Captain Phasma, and finally Gwendolyn Christie is going to have a bigger role this episode. Apparently he's using the same little lightsaber resistant weapon that was used against him in episode 7, so we'll see how this fight goes down. I hope neither one of them actually die from this particular battle.
This is not going to go.
We see some more space battles here, and we see Luke sitting here in the rain somewhere, and he's telling somebody this is not going to go how you think. But the background here reminds me of where he is on Octo now with Rey, so I do think this is going to be with Rey in one of these training montages or what have you, where he's starting to kind of tell her what he's discovered about the Jedi Order. We see what I believe to be a rebel base here, and these little creatures here, they remind me of Lothcats, but they're little animals that are on Lothal, which is in Star Wars Rebels, but I don't think we're going to see that planet. I believe this is a different planet, so I don't think these are Lothcats. They're very similar to me, it looks like to me. Maybe a little shout out to Rebels or something, or I guess the species could be on more than one planet if it's not Lothal. But anyway, the planet Lothal is where Ezra is from in Star Wars Rebels, which the last season of that also starts this year.
The way you think.
We see a shot of Princess Leia here as she thinks about something, as we hear Luke continue his voiceover. So I certainly hope that Luke and Leia get to meet each other in person again before Princess Leia dies, if she does in this movie. Now this is what I believe to be the same scene as where Luke is actually saying this, because he is wet. Rey jumps in some water here and then climbs out. So I do believe this is going to be the same scene where he's telling her this is not going to go how you think.
Or Phil.
More badass battles throughout various locations as we hear Snoke continue his line, "Fulfill your destiny." And finally, the shot of Snoke here we've all been waiting for. Now we're going to see him live and in the flesh as opposed to a hologram. And then, of course, the last shot, he looks to be holding Rey in some kind of force hold here. You can see his golden robes compared to the first shot. And in the second shot here where Rey looks to be in agony and pain, you look to see there is Snoke in the background. So I believe this is going to be in his throne room on his new flagship, I believe. So the question is, during this entire trailer, during his voiceover, was he talking to Kylo Ren, or was he in fact talking to Rey the entire time?
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
And in the final shot here, we see Rey talking to somebody about, needing someone to show her place in all of this. And I believe this is some tricky editing here. You can hear there's an echo to her voice. So I do think this is going to be her talking to Luke as opposed to Kylo Ren, as they would have us believe, because Kylo does have the same light source on his face from the same side of the room, but he has some fiery embers going down behind him. So I do think this is some tricky editing here, and she is actually talking to Luke. But it gives us the impression that Kylo Ren is reaching out to her again, which could very well happen in another part of the movie because it did happen in episode 7. But then again, when you look at it, he is talking to somebody. Why would he reach out his hand? I do think this has to be in a different scene though. So I don't think that Luke's going to necessarily kick her out and stop training her and she leaves to go on her own mission and comes across Kylo Ren and Snoke on her own. But then again, maybe that's exactly what happens. Maybe Luke decides, you know what, you're too powerful. I'm not doing this again. I'm out of here, which I wouldn't really want to happen. I want to see Luke be involved with this shit. But then she goes on her own damn mission and fights Kylo Ren again. And kind of, they're teasing us with the whole dark side thing, especially with Snoke holding her in his little force thing there, because it's really teasing that she could possibly, touch the dark side or go to the dark side or whatever. But either way, I do think there will be some kind of balance in the end of all this as far as a gray Jedi. And I do believe that theme has something to do with why they're calling this film The Last Jedi. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think is going on in this trailer? Will we see Rey touch the dark side or perhaps be tempted to touch the dark side? Will there be a gray Jedi in the end of this thing as far as a balance to the Force? And who the hell is Snoke? Could he still be Darth Plagueis? And did he have his eye on Rey the entire time? and not necessarily Kylo Ren as they would have us believe. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and as usual, thank you for all the support, especially if you guys on Patreon, especially during the Game of Thrones off season. You have no idea how much it helps me continue to do this whole damn YouTube thing. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.